What's up? Hello. What's up, everyone, and welcome to our Wednesday stream. Good to see you all here. Today, we're going to be going through a bunch of stuff. We're going to be doing some heavy callbacks today. I know you know what? Let me start here. I know that we were super early to make a video about Humane. We went deep into that, right? The video on the channel, I think now it's at about 6,000 views, picking up now, in fact, after the recent Humane news. But since then, we've not on the stream done a reaction to their latest reveal at the TED Talk. And I just noticed that yesterday the full video was out. So today we're going to be reacting to that. Let's see what this device of the future, this AI device of the future looks like, right? So that's number one thing we're going to do. But other than that, folks, orange. I know you all have seen this. I know you've seen that. Let's jump here. Let's jump in here. I know, by the way, orange. Let me refresh this. It's orange again. Yes, orange. There we go. Folks, this is our new cohort. I know those of you who joined us on streams, we've been talking about this for a while now, and applications are finally here. So really excited about that. Applications have just opened, and just giving you an internal heads up, we've already hit 100 applications. Like literally just before the stream, refreshing, we've already hit about 100 applications. Great to hear that a lot of you have gotten in early as well. Grace, amazing. Great to hear that. Heads up, we've not started sending out any acceptance, nothing like that. We'll start doing that maybe end of this week or sometime next week. Not seen all the applications yet, but yeah, 100 in. Excited to be a part of it. Excited as well, Siddhi. So folks, you can definitely check this out. Okay, definitely check this out. It has all the details. Feel free to reach out to us if you have any other questions. Feel free, in fact, to reach out to the alumni. If you want to talk to them, you want to ask them questions. A lot of them were exactly in your position. Maybe you're in college, maybe you're figuring out. Yeah. Question here, what's the orange? Santra, bro. It's just Santra season, you know? You know what I mean? I just love oranges, and this is like this is like spring, summertime. Also, in terms of the artwork, we are really getting into new territory here. In fact, you guys are not going to believe this. Literally, I was yesterday in Webflow, had this open. I changed these tags to orange, right? Like I changed the tags for these text, these H4s or whatever these are, to orange. And I was like, wait, should I just make the whole website orange? Like, should I just change all the buttons, all the... Yeah, it's not orange season. It is mango season. But bhai, main yahan pe to nahi hai mango season. So unfortunately. Anyway, I just love the color orange here. This is also just a bit of a new branding direction. We're kind of expanding our color palette. You have definitely seen this. These are some of our older cohort artworks. But yeah, just a fun little thing. Excited about that. Bro, use Framer now. Unfortunately, Pranay, I am locked into Webflow. The whole website, 10kdesigners.com. This is linked, by the way, down there, down in the description. This whole website was made in Webflow. All our CMS stuff. So coming here on members, this is looking a little outdated now, given the visual refresh. But anyway, we have some more updates on the way. And yes, this whole thing is made in Webflow, no code. So I wish I could switch to Framer, but not for this at least. Let me real quick, okay, as we're about to get started, let me just quickly post this on Instagram. I just realized I did not. Let's do this right now. Live on YouTube right now. Check it out. Here we are. Join in. Okay, chalo. Let's get started. Folks, number one, we're going to start here. So let me just post this. Okay, let us jump into this. Folks, are you guys ready? Are you guys ready to check out some Humane stuff? Because I know most of you have probably already seen this. Heads up, I have not seen this. I am really looking forward to checking this out. I actually did want to wait till we all see it together on stream. You guys might think I'm making that up, but no, I've actually not seen the video. And excited to finally see it today. Chalo. Posted. Let's do it. So overall, I want to walk you through this. I also want to talk a little bit about Apple's headset, right? WWDC dates have been announced. WWDC is happening next month in June, and we're likely expected to see the headset. So we'll talk about that in just a sec. But let's watch this. Oh, YouTube light mode. Yeah. Yeah, guys, I just love light mode. I'm a huge fan of light mode. Just kidding. Okay. All right, folks, we ready? We ready to jump into this? Ideas worth spreading. The disappearing computer. Just seeing, should I make this window bigger? Okay. I think this is pretty good. Good enough. Let's jump into this. Should I keep it like full screen? Nah, let's keep it here. All right, guys, let's jump into this. Woo. Ideas worth spreading.
I spent 22 incredible years at Apple helping to design experiences and devices
Let me all know
ranging
if the
from the
stream is all
Mac
good. If you're able
to
to
the
see the video.
iPhone and to the Apple Watch. And as the power of compute increased, the size of our computers or our devices decreased. The desktop paved the way for extraordinary interconnectedness, but it was stuck to your desk. The laptop provided portability, but you still had to be sitting down to use it. And the smartphone evolved us into the modern connected humans we are, providing millions the ability to access the internet from our pockets. And the smartwatch was a window to that phone, a companion device with a whole host of health insights, all shrunk down to your wrist. But what comes next? Some believe AR/VR glasses like these are the answer, but they merely move the screens we already have in our lives today to being just millimeters away from our eyeballs, a further barrier between you and the world. And the future is not on your face. In fact, in 2017, the legendary tech journalist Walt Mossberg wrote in his final column that he felt that soon, one day, technology would become invisible. And we agree.
Yeah, I was muted. Give me a sec. Let's just watch it.
Sorry, this is my wife. I'm gonna have to get this. Hello?
My wife. Did Imran just pull up my wife? Did I miss that?
This is my wife.
Did Imran just pull up my wife?
We agree. Sorry, this is my wife. I'm gonna have to get this. Sorry, this is my wife.
That was a Borat impression, guys. Those of you who didn't catch that. My wife.
I'm gonna have to get this. Hello?
Hey, babe.
Hey, Bethany. How's it going?
Good. Are you with Ted?
Yeah, I'm on the red circle right now, actually.
Oh, great. Good luck, and don't forget to mention me.
I won't, babe. Thank you.
Love you.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye. It's gonna get different in a minute. So my wife, Bethany, and our entire company at Humane have been working.
Wife / co-founder Bethany, bro. Come on. Okay, let's go. Let's just keep going.
To answer the question of what comes next. And you may ask yourself, why? Why would anybody do this? It's because we love building technology that genuinely makes people's lives better. And we believed that artificial intelligence, or AI, would be the driving force behind the next leap in device design.
Quick note here. I think one thing that all of you here know, and actually people who watch this probably know as well, but other people might not, is that it is an AI device, right? Technically this is augmented reality, but it is an AI device because that's a lot of the intelligence age shit that we talked about in this is enabled by that. But let's get back to the video. Land grab that they
And there is an incredible amount of stuff that's happening in this space. Huge, huge advancements. And even Bill Gates has said of OpenAI's GPT that it's only the second most revolutionary technology demonstration that he's seen in his entire lifetime. But what do we do with all these incredible developments?
Did he say that? What did Bill Gates say? Okay, let's keep going.
And how do we actually harness these to genuinely make our life better? If we get this right, AI will unlock a world of possibility for all of us. And today, I want to share with you what we think is a solution to that end. And it's the first time we're doing so openly. It's a new kind of wearable device and platform that's built entirely from the ground up for artificial intelligence. And it's completely standalone. You don't need a smartphone or any other device to pair with it. In fact, I'm wearing one right now. And it interacts with the world the way you interact with the world, hearing what you hear, seeing what you see, while being privacy first and safe, and completely fading into the background of your life. We like to say that the experience is screenless, seamless, and sensing.
Going well so far. Yeah, AI cloud computing device. Will it work in broad daylight? That's a big question. Let's see if we can get an answer to that. I think in a lot of ways our assumptions were right, even including the form factor, right? Just having it there. You don't really need a pocket though. I saw somewhere else that it's some kind of magnetic thing that just kind of makes it look like a lapel pin, but let's keep watching. Triple S.
Allowing you to access the power of compute while remaining present in your surroundings, fixing a balance that's felt out of place for some time now. And I can't wait to share more details about what we've built, and I will in the next few months. But today I want to talk to you about what it unlocks and what it means to be able to take AI with you everywhere, and what happens when technology increasingly disappears. Technology becoming invisible affords us new opportunities of how we interact with compute. We've become so accustomed to tapping on an app or moving a cursor with a mouse that it feels second nature. But that's by design. When I was working on the iPhone, I used to test interactions like slide to unlock with my infant daughter. She was the best possible focus group. She's 16 now, and she's got a lot more ideas than she did back then. This also, by the way, is the only non-AI generated image that you'll see from me today. And as I look at it now, I see more than ever why a future driven by AI is far better than a future that would involve more screens, like this. He's cute, though. But for the human-technology relationship to actually evolve beyond screens, than a future that would involve more screens, like this.
Quick question here, okay? We're like halfway through, so I want to pause for some interaction. I know you guys are watching this, but quick question, okay? How many of you have, like, let's say, a child, niece, nephew, something like that, and they're an iPad baby? How many of you have seen iPad babies in the world? Because when I first heard about it, and of course, I do not have direct experience with that, but yeah, this guy looks dripped out. Absolutely dripped out.
He's cute, though. But for the human-technology relationship to actually evolve beyond screens, we need something radically different.
Yeah, just to be clear, I don't support iPad babies. Not that I don't support them. I'm not against babies of any form. But to give an iPad to a baby to spend their time such that, it's the best distraction, I think that's not a good direction, bro. That's not a good direction. I don't like the sound of that. Luckily, I'm not in a position where, maybe if I was a parent, I'd be like, okay, yeah, that is the easiest thing to do. Maybe a year in, 2 years into it, I'm like, yeah, let me get you an iPad mini. No iPad Pro, no iPad Pro for babies, right? Not gonna happen. iPad Mini though, I might. I might. But let's see. Imran, maybe you have something better for us. Let's keep watching.
Let me show you. Where can I find a gift for my wife before I have to leave tomorrow?
Vancouver's Granville Island is a lively shopping district.
That's an incredibly simple response for a very complex query. How often do we find ourselves in a new city, wrestling with our phones, trying not to bump into people, trying to figure out where we're going and where we're supposed to be? It's even harder when we don't speak the language, right? Let me show you something. Invisible devices should feel so natural to use that you almost forget about their existence.
Les appareils invisibles devraient sembler si naturels à utiliser. Vous oubliez presque leur existence.
You'll note that's me and my voice speaking fluent French, using an AI speech model that's part of my own AI. This is not a deep fake. In fact, it's deeply profound. This is my AI giving me the ability to speak any language, and you having a chance to hear me speak that language in my own emotion and my own.
Fuck, bro. I keep forgetting this mute thing. Okay. One thing that you all might have noticed here, he said it's not a deep fake, right? Just want you all to notice and just appreciate the fact that words have a huge impact. The words of what something are called, huge impact, right? So, although the technology here, what's actually happening is, this is my guess, okay, based on what I'm seeing. This device here, that there's a listen mode where he just tapped this. He said it out loud. It heard it, and there was no translate command like "Hey Alexa, translate this" type of thing. But in his voice, it said that thing, right? And now, interesting that he says this is not a deep fake because it is a kind of cultural thing, right? When you call something a deep fake, typically is negative associations, right? Although if you really look at the underlying technology under it, which is taking your voice, figuring out how do you get a model which is trained on your voice such that it can, in your voice, say new stuff or stuff in this case, French. That's interesting. Let's keep going.
Own voice. Thank you.
Me right now.
This is moving away from the experiments that make us all concerned about the direction compute is going in, but it's instead using technology to create real, responsible compute products that are in service to us and built on trust. This is good AI in action. And we spent thousands of hours reimagining and redesigning new types of compute interactions, ranging from complex voice commands to intricate hand gestures, all in service of trying to find more natural ways to interact with compute. Why fumble for your phone when you can just hold an object and ask questions about it? The result almost feels like the entire world becomes your operating system. And when compute disappears, it allows us to get back to what really matters, a new ability to be present. Like riding a bicycle in the park and just ripping through emails, or going to a concert without having to hold up your phone to capture it, or experiencing your toddler's first steps without a screen between you and your child. In the future, technology will be both ambient and contextual.
Ambient.
And this means harnessing AI to really understand you and your surroundings in order to achieve the best results. Imagine this. You've been in meetings all day, and you just want a summary of what you've missed. Catch me up.
Patrick is coming to tomorrow's design meeting. Bethany wants to move next week's dinner, and Oliver is asking about soccer this weekend.
These are emails, calendar invites, and messages, all surfaced up to the top. You can use these to help guide your decision-making, manage your workload, and sculpt.
My assumption, sorry for the pause there, my assumption is the fact this thing that he just did, it is running some kind of, like in the same way that you would probably send a prompt in OpenAI where you say, here's a block of text, can you summarize this for me, right? As the computation for something like that gets faster, right? You don't have to watch it slowly go on screen like this. I guess the vision they're trying to show is that can happen on device, in that little device, which doesn't have a screen, by the way, just has this, I would say the primary mode of operation is screenless, and then you have the screen. So instead of taking my phone out, the assumption here is that I will either on my hand say, can you just show me that? Right? I can't do this though. I can't scroll reels, unfortunately. But I can be like, can you just show me that? Or I can just probably go in voice, right? I probably have my AirPods on. This is the interesting part though. Sculpt tailored responses in your own voice. So I can be like, yeah, confirm that. It's so hard though. I don't believe it. I don't believe it will actually do that though, right? So I am not going to say, yeah, sure, move my meeting. Like, what do I have for today? Oh, you have a meeting with Smith at 6:30. No, move it forward. Like, I would not trust. Okay, whatever. Let's keep watching.
Help tailored responses in your own voice and in the context of your life. And we gain this context through machine learning.
Guys, we're watching this on 1.25x. It's still so slow. Like, is it just me or?
The more you use our device powered by AI, the more we can help you in all times of need. Your AI effectively becomes an ever-evolving, personalized form of memory, and we think that's amazing. In fact, let's say you're health conscious, or you have certain types of food considerations. Let me just show you. Picked up one of these chocolates. I used to eat a ton of these when I was a kid. Can I eat this?
A milky bar contains cocoa butter. Given your intolerance, you may want to avoid it.
So I can't eat these anymore. But what's cool is my AI knows what's best for me, but I'm in total control.
Okay.
I'm going to eat it anyway.
Enjoy it.
Your AI figures out exactly what you need. And by the way, I love that there's no judgment. I think it's amazing to be able to live freely. Your AI figures out what you need at the speed of thought, a sense that will ever be evolving as technology improves too. And these examples are just the start. As it ever be evolving as technology.
You guys notice they're not uppercasing the I in AI? You think that's intentional? I mean, obviously it's intentional. They're not going to make a mistake on TED stage right now. Interesting, though. Interesting that they're doing this. Again, as I said, words have power, right? When we watched this video, we saw some of the patents and the things that they're talking about, right? Basically the idea of ambient technology, truth, trust, joy. I think Humane's website, they put out this AI thing as well. Good AI is humane. Yeah, but little note there. AI.
Technology improves too. And these examples are just the start. As AI advances, we will see how it will transform nearly every aspect of our lives in ways that will seem unimaginable right now. In fact, Sam Altman from OpenAI feels the way we do, and that AI is grossly underestimated, and I'll add, so long as we get it right. We really believe that we're only beginning to scratch the surface of what's possible. Embed advancements of AI like in our device that's actually built to disappear and allow experiences to come forward, and we open up entirely new possible ways of how you interact with technology and how you interact with the world around you. More humane, intuitive interactions that are screenless, seamless, and sensing. This is so much more than devices just getting smaller or more powerful. This is the possibility of reimagining the human-technology relationship as we know it. And that's what's so exciting. It's a huge challenge, no doubt, but it's the world that we want to live in. One where technology not only helps you get back into the world, but enhances our ability to do so. It's within reach, and you saw some of it today.
Wow. Banned. Banned. Let me know when it was back though. Stream interruption. Let me know when it's back though. Okay, it seems to be back. ठीक है. That was cool, bro. That was pretty cool. Overall, that was the end of the video as well. So we pretty much did watch the whole thing. What does he have to say in the end? Let's just take a small risk. Let's just play the last part.
The future will not be held in your hand, and it won't be on your face either. The future of technology might almost be invisible.
ठीक है, bro. I don't want to take any risks. बिल्कुल risk नहीं लेना anymore. But very interesting. I saw this tweet today. What is Pranav Mistry up to, right? What is he up to? And he's working on an AI startup. And AI startup, but not this exactly. What he's doing is, I think, something to do with the IPL. His company has a partnership with IPL right now. And they are doing deep fakes. They're literally doing deep fakes where if you get a Jio VIP pass, let's see, let's sign in. Let's sign in. Let's check this out. And let's try to confirm this. Pranav Mistry, those of you who are not aware, Pranav Mistry was the guy who did Sixth Sense. He put this out like way back, right? Back in the day. He had this little thing hanging from his neck with the camera here. And he was just like, he had this sensors on his fingers and whatever. This was like poster boy for Indian tech, going places, whatever. Pranav Mistry right now, however, Pranav Mistry is working on this. He's the founder of Two. And what these guys are doing are... Okay, let's just see what they're doing. I like this. Low contrast, but I like this site. Love the name drop here, bro. Yeah, you got it. Flaunt it. We're building AI engines and immersive experiences. Geo. Yeah, here we go. I've not seen this, by the way. I'm opening this for the first time. I only heard about this. Somebody mentioned it on Twitter. One of a kind, unique personality. Genius, unique backstory. Very interestingly, Pranav Mistry, who did first make the prototype for something like this, a projection-based device, is working on something which seems like it might be the software stack for the same hardware, right? With this Genie, this product that they're talking about. Of course, not out yet, so we don't fully know. Okay, whatever. I'm not going to go into this now. Maybe I am, bro. This does look in reality synthesis engine. Creates visuals and voice in real time. Okay, so my guess then, Mistry, yeah, that's his style, bro. It seems to me like these guys are working on avatar tech to be able to, with this hardware, have the software for communication. That's what it seems like to me. But TBD, that's not the name, right? It's to be decided. AI messaging, okay, they're getting into social, auto cameo. This is what I was talking about. So members, that people who get Geo Live, they will get personalized messages from these cricketers, right? You can get shout outs, birthday wishes and whatever. But on the back end, what's happening is auto cameo. Geo did invest in Pranav Mistry startup. They are actually creating these on the back end. But anyway, I'm going to close all this. Let's come back to chat. Back to chat. Gen Z messaging app. Bro, are you serious? Okay, whatever. Let's see what he does with that. I kind of want to go back here. Let's talk about very intentional decision. They're not. It's there. The way they do AI is very different. I don't know why that is. Don't wanna. I don't want to guess. But one very interesting note, right? Although in this title of this video, right here, I said AR, VR, you'll notice that it's all technically, dude, this is augmented reality, right? Comments, Iran Chaudhary is robotic. People are like, tech demos like this that make you appreciate how good jobs really was. Ouch, bro. Ouch. How long before somebody makes an AI version of Steve Jobs giving the presentation, right? These guys could do that. These guys could very well do that. Yeah, pretty much. I'm not going to read all that. Happy for you, or sorry that happened. But I think what's interesting is throughout that entire presentation, there was no mention of augmented reality, right? Now, technically, this is augmented reality, because augmented reality, officially, when we think about it, right now, the way we interact, it might be through our phone. Check out my wallpaper, by the way. Check out that orange drip. Right now, in 3 minutes, I'll show you the 420. But right now with augmented reality, we assume it happens through a screen, right? These are the eyes. This is our input. We are getting it through this. And on this layer of reality, there is an augmentation, right? That is different from VR, which is VR does not really say that it augments it, right? You kind of are totally separated. When you're wearing a VR headset, you are kind of away from the world in a virtual reality. Augmented reality means you are in the world. The other word that is commonly also used is mixed reality, right? Which is pretty much, I would say, augmented reality itself. But the very interesting news is, in terms of their words, either they know this, which is AR is not the hype cycle at the moment. We would, in terms of investor interest and hype, we might as well call this an AI device. That's pretty much the same reason why in the video, the Humane video we did, I changed the title later to AI device. But anyway, interesting note just about language here. I think if they did call it an AR AI device, that's adding more bloatware. You're adding more of these, you're adding more, let's just say, jargon. But that was pretty cool. So let's zoom out for a sec now. That is one thing I wanted to show you. And real quick, the other thing I wanted to show you was keep an eye out for WWDC. WWDC, they're calling it AR/VR headset. Very interestingly, we don't yet know what Apple is going to call it, right? The minute you call it a VR headset, it's compared to headsets that have been here for like years, right? Like headsets, VR headset, maybe it's been close to 10 years now since the first headset. A full decade of this technology, right? Not new anymore. Imran, these guys definitely could have called it an AR device. They did not. They called it an AI device. The name for the headset is rumored to be Reality Pro. Did you guys hear about this? Reality Pro. Dude, I think that is a genius name. Who wants to be in regular reality when you can upgrade to Reality Pro? I will definitely buy both of these devices though. But just this year alone, what this does mean for us, let's talk about this. And I'm going to check out some chats as well in the meantime. Let's make this a little smaller. I saw a demo by the Apple product designer. Yeah, send it over. I'll check it out. Interestingly, what this means is this year we have these two devices dropping. Nothing new. Told you about this before. We've talked about this in previous streams. But as a UI UX designer, how do you interpret this? How do you interpret this? Just yesterday or 1 or 2 days ago in one of my videos, like just the last video, there were multiple comments about now that AR is coming or VR is coming or AI is coming, right? People are using different terms. Basically, they're projecting on a future technology. What happens to UI UX designers now? That's a big question, right? And I want to give you my perspective on this. In general, most of the in general, the whole idea of interfaces is to make a more efficient way of interacting with the world, right? An interface is an abstraction of the real world where, when you walk to a store and you see something, you've now abstracted that away through menus and UIs, right? So instead of walking through the store, now I have a standard interface onto something that exists in the real world and I interact with it, right? One thing that Imran mentioned in this video, he was talking about the idea of compute. Now, for a normal person, that makes no sense. But basically what he's talking about is this massive amount of computation that happens behind the scenes. Interfaces are what we see, right? The experience of it, the UX, that is what currently you and I as designers work on. But if you look at our view of the past, right? And then we kind of look at the future. A lot of people do think this, right? Pranay, you're absolutely right about this. Right about this idea, bringing this up. No screen, does that mean there is no UI UX designer? Now, what this does mean is, what is UI interfaces? It doesn't mean that today, although smartphones is the dominant world, nobody builds apps for websites anymore, right? Today web designers are earning way more than web designers 10 years ago, although web design is a old technology, right? So there is no shift that is so rapid that it just destroys all the past stuff, right? That typically does not happen. Adoption cycles are way slower. And by the way, if that level of adoption did happen, we'd be about way in the future right now, right? Most people are hesitant to change. Those of you who worked in B2B, you have a direct example of this, right? In B2B, most people use Excel sheets to just get stuff done. There are people who are just pros at Excel and formulas, and they have specific sheets that have specific answers. They've got linkages. Now, as a B2B startup or a B2B designer, when you design for these guys, you realize that the product that I'm building, right, whatever B2B product it might be, I'm not really competing with another B2B product. I'm not saying that, hey guys, don't use WhatsApp, here use Slack instead. It'll make your it'll improve your communications. It'll help you, change the way you work, integrations, whatever you might say. It's not even that. A lot of the times what you are convincing people is give up your own old ways. You're saying take the risk, and through design you're saying the risk is not too much, right? People have done it. Here are our success studies. Here are our case studies of our past clients, what they've done. You show testimonials. You make people comfortable. But most of the time, people are resistant to change because if it works, why change it, right? Most people have that mindset. You and I here, we are early adopters, right? So we are constantly thinking about how things will change, how will we change it, what are new things we want to do. But most people are kind of on the hesitant side. But anyway, the point I was coming to was, in general, automation has been the whole point of a lot of tech today, right? When we discussed that idea of the paperless office in the Humane video, if you guys remember this, forms, right? Most inter-office, like within an office communication, happen through paper forms or memos that get sent out. Or every day there's a mail cart that goes around passing pay slips and shit like that, right? Mad Men type shit. You can probably imagine what I'm saying. Now, to go from that to something like Google Suite, where you have sheets, you have email, you got all, Teams, all of this stuff. Now, that's a productivity improvement. But in general, it's also automation, right? There were dedicated departments in most companies in the last century, if you're talking about, right? 80s, 90s, even to some extent the 2000s. There were mail rooms in every company, and they served a very important function, which was to be the information backbone of that company, to make sure in and out emails are happening. I'm sure you guys, some of you guys at least, have this visual as well of this old-timey Tom and Jerry desk, right? And what is on that desk? There's a tray that says in and the tray that says out. I don't know how relatable this is. But, anyways, the point here is communication is one of the first things to be affected, usually with most of these tech, right? And what you are doing is you're shortening the path of communication, you're improving the speed. And as speed improves, frequency improves, right? And as communication styles change, whether it's in the workplace or physical, people's behaviors change, right? So communication is typically the core of a lot of this stuff. But outside of that, it's automation, which is paper forms are inefficient. Having a Google sheet where I can send to 200, clearly more efficient. So the point I'm trying to make here is we should be so fucking happy right now. We should be so fucking happy right now that we are not heading into stagnation. Because if we were heading to stagnation, design would not be a rising field. It would pretty much be a stagnant field, right? Web design is here. Yeah. Apps, yeah, been here. iOS apps been around. What are you going to do, right? Are you really telling me all designers, we're just going to wait and see, oh, dynamic island, let's add new shit, right? Oh my God, there's a little car. It's moving with my order in the dynamic island. Bro, that is what stagnation looks like, right? When that is the kind of stuff you're excited about because the big stuff is not changing. I'll tell you what, the energy in 2010s was that any app could be the future app, right? Today, there isn't going to be a new YouTube, most likely, right? YouTube is pretty much a permanent part of our world. Now, again, I don't know how that might change decades down the line. But there is no stagnation. We have new technologies coming in, right? So when we look at AR and VR, it's not AR and VR by itself. It's AR, VR, AI, metaverse, NFTs, all of these things kind of interoperably working, right? That's kind of the future we're going towards. Now, to real quick show you something, this tweet that I thought was very relevant to this. Some of you seen this already. This one here. A huge amount of value comes from being able to see what's coming over the next decade in many different areas of technology and put it together. You can find solutions others can't at the intersections. Going deep is good, but don't forget to look wide too. The point is, all this new technology that's coming, who the fuck do you think is going to bring this out to people? Who's going to make it easy? Who's going to make it accessible? Now that this technology exists, let's say people fall in love with their Humane devices. Who's going to make the apps for it? Who's going to do the interconnection, the interoperability, right? Let's say not even Humane, right? Let's say Humane actually turns out to be a dud. I don't know about that. But let's say it takes about 3-4 generations before it actually gets good. We also have another track that's ongoing, which is the Apple headset. Now, Apple headset, we can consider it AR, VR, mixed reality. But the point is AI today as a technology is going to be a part of everything. It's going to be a part of everything. OpenAI's customers are not just people like you and me who are, every once in a while going and saying, write me an email, write me a cold email or tell me how, right? It's not just that. OpenAI, a big part of their customers that they focus on are actually the developers who are building the integrations, who are building the plugins, which is not publicly out yet, the ChatGPT plugins. It's also the developers who are taking this API and building applications on top of it, right? Point is, this is a new paradigm shift in the same way mobile was a paradigm shift. Yes, but we are early. And there are at least 3 tracks that are happening at the same time. There is the Web3, NFTs, DeFi, DAO, decentralization track. We don't know where that goes. We've had our bull market, but we don't know, will future bull markets look exactly like past bull markets? No guarantee, right? When NFTs came out, NFT bull markets were not the same as crypto bull markets, right? There's this joke that NFTs are pretty much tokens with pictures on it. No, it was not like that, right? It was very, very different. And for those of you who were part of that, I see a few names in the chat. You know what I'm talking about. Similarly, with these different waves intersecting, it's probably the best time to be a UI UX designer, right? It's probably even a better time than it was last decade. Last decade, if you were a designer, you had two options. You're either working on web or you're working on mobile, or you're working on both. Working on web and mobile. In web, you're working on dashboards, you're working on websites. In mobile, you're working on websites, you're working on apps, right? You maybe working on mobile dashboards as well. But that was pretty much it. And then, of course, I'm purely talking about UI UX design. You could have been doing motion, 3D graphics, all of that, of course, obviously. But now, with these tracks, my guess, right, and I've said this in one of the previous streams, but let me say it now here. And I'll put it in very clear terms. We are not doomed, guys. We're absolutely not doomed. The direction we're headed towards is multiple things available, right? So very likely that we see a split. In fact, right, the word UI UX designer already a little weird, right? Like, for example, product designer versus UI UX designer, right? When we put this on the website, I was like, dude, I can't call this product design cohort because people are going to see this and they're going to think it's physical products. Yeah, that still exists. That's still an issue. Think about that. Like even on the words, we still don't have an agreement. We don't have consensus. Very likely that the future we're headed towards, it's not going to be a singular, like today, UI UX designer, also not popular as a term, right? We just say product designer. And we say product designer because in our industry, startups, digital products are the default. Rather than maybe rest of the world, if you look at NIFT, NID, their websites, they're going to say product design. They sometimes might even call it industrial design. And then UI UX, they're probably going to call it interaction design, right? Or they have visual and communication design, which kind of goes a little bit towards the marketing and brand end, right? I hope you're able to visualize these areas. So very likely the direction we're going now is there's going to be more of these areas and there's going to be cross-disciplinary designers. Now, what does cross-disciplinary means? It is not possible. Let me tell you this. The designers that you look up to today, whoever it might be, there is no chance that they're going to understand the depths of Web3. They're going to understand and build tools for AI with this headset stuff. So let's say AR/VR, and go into mobile, and go into no code, and go into 3D, and go into freelancing, and go into I want to build my own side hustle, and go into I want to be a YouTuber, and getting into, oh fuck, I want to do 3D actually, and getting into, oh, I want to play with nerfs or something like that. There is going to be a deep need for saying, this is my area. I'm going to be going deep into this, right? And the word we sometimes use for this is specialist generalists, although I don't want to equate this to that, right? We don't know yet what direction it goes. But this is, let me say that again, the best time to be a designer. And honestly, I might just go back to design. To be very honest, this decade, I don't know when exactly it happens, but there is a good chance that next year onwards, I might not run the cohorts. I might just go back to design. Like, that's how serious I am. And I don't know that. Like, I've literally spent the last 3 years trying to build my own company, build 10K designers, and things are getting way too exciting. But anyways, coming back to chat, guys, मैंने chat नहीं देखा थोड़ी देर से. Anirudh says, me stuck in analysis paralysis trying to do everything. Anirudh, I get what you mean, bro. But the easy part with something like this is go with what makes you money. To be honest, you need one thing that is you're in it and it's exciting and it's making money. And you also need something which is your exciting part that is not yet making you money, but it's your alpha that's taking you ahead. Analysis paralysis, yeah, that's okay. People are like, what? No, guys, I'm not quitting. I'm not, right? Bro, I don't want to. What the fuck? I'm not going to do that. I'm just saying the temptation is really high. Like, dude, I want to fucking be a head of design for a killer startup that is going to change the world again. I want to do that, right? And of course, design education is something that's very close to me. I am going to be pretty much doing that, I would say, for the rest of my life to some capacity. But bro, it ain't easy, bro. This analysis paralysis shit. True. Harsh says, sir, I was planning to get in a cohort late 2024, 2025. Harsh, I'll be there, bro. Most likely, right? I'll try to make it happen. But yeah. Quick note, by the way, folks. I'll share this publicly later. Two things. We're going to be putting out an outcomes report. I think a lot of you will enjoy looking at this. It's going to be very motivational, right? What we're going to be doing is over the last 3 years, the 6 cohorts that we've done, we're going to be putting out a outcomes report which talks about all the people that have been successful, unsuccessful, right? We're not a boot camp, so we don't say placement rate and shit, right? That's so college. But what is success outcomes? What is unsuccessful, right? We're going to be transparently publishing our data for the first time. A lot of you already know it, but I'm going to be publishing that data for the first time. Keep an eye out for that. Number 2, next cohort, likely price rise, right? We are actually this is a big experimental cohort, but based on the results of how this cohort goes, not to say that it's half-baked or something, right? Perfect cohort. We have some good partnerships as well we're going to announce soon. But next cohort onwards, we're probably going to bump the price up to 1.5L. We're going to probably make the cohort... okay, whatever. I don't need to tell you this now. I'm not trying to sell you or anything. Just man mein aaya, so I just told you. But let's go to some chats again. Spaghetti, I have a question. Master's offer for UX design course. Spaghetti, go if it's abroad. If it's India, bro, honestly, I don't have very high hopes for Indian colleges. Unfortunately, that is what the scene is. But I you can probably DM me. We'll try to figure it out. In general, I would say, as long as your college is sorted, it's good. I don't think it matters. You can go for whichever you want. In fact, most likely you'll be able to switch tracks later once you're in it as well. But I would say go for the UX one. I would definitely say go for the UX one. But yeah. Guys, you know what? I'm going to remove this animation. What makes AR, VR dominant over screens as a medium of the masses? Yeah, not sure about that, Dev Jyoti. I think we might just stop calling it AR, VR, right? I think that just might be the thing. And so we might just have full all-in AR. Like, for example, we don't say smartphones anymore. Like, I kind of say smartphones, but we just say phone, right? Similarly, my generation, if I have to say, yeah, I'm on a call, I'm like, yeah, I'm on a call. What is this, right? Today's generation, they do this. I'm on a call. I'm on a call, right? The point I was trying to make is words keep changing. But usually when these technologies come, we stop calling them like this crazy thing. It just kind of becomes invisible. And that is kind of the vibe of Humane's tech, right? They're not really calling it an AR device or whatever. Yeah. But right now, at least, I'm not so confident about AR, VR being dominant over screens. I think it really comes down to the device. It really comes down to the device. Yeah, I'm going to remove this animation. Okay. Either works, either send me any message. Twice. When can we expect an email? By next week, bro. You will get an email by next week. Neil's question, I'm a DevOps engineer. Should I switch to product design? I'm not good, but I crave design. Neil, start small. Start small. You don't need to make a huge career shift. However, when you're serious, we would love to have you in the cohort. We've got a lot of folks from Dev who are there. But overall, Neil, the tricky part for you trying to become a designer right now is you already have something going on, which is your DevOps career, which I'm assuming that's a great field to be in too. So I would say for you, it's a little bit more dabble, right? I would say definitely start with confidence that you can build anything you can visualize. As a DevOps engineer, maybe you've probably thought about product ideas or, for new infrastructure, new platforms, whatever it might be. Try to use your design skills towards something that you are already working on. However, if you are considering a career shift, that's a much bigger one. I would definitely suggest checking out the cohort. That is definitely more suited for career shifts. However, if you're just interested, welcome to the channel. Yeah, you're going to enjoy some of the videos we've put out, videos that are coming up. We have a lot more on the way. Technoidic. Over time, every high-tech name goes under abstraction. Correct. Correct. You're right. In the same way that, guys, I'll give you another example, right? I give you the phone thing, that's more of a visual example, but send me a mail. That does not refer to email anymore. When I say send me a mail, right? I'm not asking anybody to go buy stamps, post office, say, and put it in a red box, right? When I say send me a mail, it's send me a mail or send me a message, right? Similarly, back in the day, I can just tell you this because this is kind of my domain. E-learning, right? Dude, companies back in the day, and when I say back in the day, I'm talking 2000s. If you had to sell companies on, bro, we're going to make your employees better, we're going to help you with learning and courses and all that, you had to call it e-learning. Who the fuck calls it e-learning today? Right? It's just learning. In fact, most kids today are learning from Physics Wala. Right? They're learning from people like Physics Wala and Unacademy. So e-learning, that's not really a term anymore. But I'd be curious to know what that is, what our version of that is with these headsets and with the Humane device. Cohort timeline, it's on the website, bro. Check it out. I've put the dates there. It's for 3 months though. So from that start date, you can calculate about 3 months ahead. 14 weeks roughly, a little bit more than 3 months. But yeah. Check it out. Let's see. Okay, guys, we're going to wrap up in a bit. Okay. But any other questions? Any other questions that I missed? I'm now scrolling back. Reality Pro. Yeah, Reality Pro. I'll have to check out the... I don't know this reference though. I have to check that out. Yeah, web design is an old technology, guys. It just blows my mind to think sometimes that, you know, the year that I was born, 1990s, basically, the year that I was born, people were working as web designers already. That blows my mind, bro. That really blows my mind. And to realize that even today, the world of web design is not stagnant, that today web design is probably one of the most fun design fields. That gives me a lot of, I love that. I love that fact about design. And what I also love is those people that were designing websites back when, you know, I was like 3 years old walking around, they were probably using Flash, right? So their skills, point is we can still compete with them. And I love that. Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap up soon. I'm going to answer a few more questions. We wrap up. In general, I want to bring to your attention a lot of stuff happening. We're going to be documenting this shit as it happens. One of my, an account that I also really like, by the way, Smoke Away. This is just a random thing I thought I'll just show you guys. Smoke Away, dope guy. He follows me on my main account though. He or she, whatever. Documenting the singularity. I definitely suggest following this account. Ye posting already in my good books. Definitely check this account, right? I think I personally don't follow a lot of AI accounts, right? I'm not so plugged in. I kind of do it at my own pace. In general, with information around AI, I'm not really, let's just say it's not a push. It's not push, I do a pull, right? When I need to, I go and find out what's new. This is a great account. I would definitely suggest following this. Another great account, if I can find this right now. O'Neill cylinders. Yeah, cylinders, not spheres. Guys, fuck, we have to do a stream about this. We just have to. Now that I opened this up, I'm like, we have to talk about this at some point. Bro, what the fuck? This guy is literally a time traveler. Like, I'm not joking. Isaac Arthur, who are you, bro? I watched one of his videos, Space Habitats. This was one of the videos I saw. I saw a few more on my other YouTube account. Holy shit. Like, I know a lot of you here, when we think about the future, we do think a little bit about the doomer parts of it, right? Like things like climate change, what happens to our world when it's overpopulated, what happens when we have an energy drain, right? When if our energy consumption crosses oceans, all of that stuff, right? I just want to make it clear that there are solutions to that. And this will literally expand your mind. So anybody who's a futures thinker, you have to watch this channel, bro. Like, I don't even know why I'm recommending, right? I get nothing out of recommending this, but you gotta watch this. It's just that good. Like, this guy, he's from the fucking future. To give you an example, in this video, he talks about space habitats. Let's just watch it a little bit since we're here.
People like wildlife in their habitat, but you can pack a lot more cute critters into an environment if you're supplementing the food chain. This can be fairly inventive too, like on Risu, a Japanese space habitat famous for its walnut trees and slightly genetically altered squirrels, who have been trained to pick up any bits of litter and carry them to garbage receptacles and get a bunch of nut-like food pellets from it as a
Bro, this
reward.
guy's talking
Though
about
this
a
has resulted
future
in them often
where I'll give you just a quick brief, okay? He's talking about a future where real estate on Earth is super, super expensive, right? Earth is the place to be. And so now we don't really want to use it for unproductive uses, right? We want to create, for example, habitats that are, let's just say, ecologically siloed, right? You want to create whole ecosystems that are kind of separate. For example, we want to have, just like, Cooper Station on Interstellar. Where do you think Cooper Station gets their food from? Right? They can grow it there, but what they can also do is they have another, right? In this case, let's say an O'Neill cylinder. An O'Neill cylinder is a real thing that that can exist, right? We don't have the tech to build all of it right now, but it can exist. It's just a matter of getting there. And what it just talks about is, okay, I said I'll give you a summary. I didn't give you that. Quick summary. Planets are a vehicle for humans. However, they are not the most efficient vehicle. Why? It's because it's the equivalent of, if I have to go and pick up groceries, what if I had to take my whole house with me? Right? If I had to travel somewhere and to get something, right? I want to go to Kasol or something. Imagine I have to take my whole house with me. That's what space travel is right now, right? In the sense that you can't leave Earth, neither can you take Earth. It's a vehicle for humans, but at the same time, it doesn't move as such, right? So in general, I'm sure a lot of these you're already familiar with, things like Dyson spheres, O'Neill cylinders, different habitat options. This particular video, space habitats, specifically this video, is just a walk down of these different options. And so this makes you realize that when we're thinking about a techno-optimistic future, we are not saying climate change does not exist. We're not saying that all this shit, let's not let our lack of imagination lead to doomerism, right? Just because we cannot imagine a world where we solve climate change does not mean it's not possible. It's just that, yes, somebody needs to work on it. Somebody, you or me or somebody else, needs to work on it. But at this point, if you are concerned about the nature of the world, right? Don't, how do I say this, guys? I'm losing my words here. Lack of imagination, let those imaginary things not bother you, right? Go in this direction, explore this. Of course, this is for people who are thinking in century terms, right? Is it like a realistic version of Kurzgesagt? Bro, you know what this is? This is like, imagine if me, instead of design, my whole thing was, I don't design apps, I design worlds. Like, that was my scene. And so if I'm designing worlds, I'm now thinking about, it's literally this. This man can make infinite content for space. Me right now, I can make infinite content on design products because that's something I love. But Isaac Arthur, bro. Anyways, the little side note. I do hope a lot of you check this out. Insane, bro. Insane. And this guy, his dialect, right? Like his voice. Bro, like what accent is this? Like he is definitely from the future. Okay. Back. So, folks, thanks a lot for joining. I will see you on the next Wednesday. For those of you who are interested in the cohort, definitely check it out. Drop your application. Earlier is better. For more details, check out 10kdesigners.com/UI-UX, or you can just visit the website. It's linked down below. I will see you soon somewhere else on the internet. Thank you for joining in, and bye-bye.